March 14, 1912, the peace and tranquility of Hillsville, Virginia, was rocked with the eruption of gunfire inside the Carroll County Courthouse.
And there were 57 shots fired in here in probably about 90 seconds.
5 people were killed, others wounded. Over 100 years later, the thunderous barrage would leave behind the echoes of one lasting question.
There were probably at least 5 different versions of who fired the first shot.
Everybody wondered about that question.
On that day, the courtroom was packed.
But you got to realize opening day of court was the best cinema movie, the best country store gathering, the best of everything tied into one, because you got to come in here and sit and watch everybody who got in trouble.
But this was even bigger than that. They had come to see the politically explosive case against a man named Floyd Allen, who had beaten a deputy and taken his nephews from custody.
And you can just see them if they'd have had it, popcorn and drinks. Oh man, this is fabulous.
And to make things even more interesting, there had been a long-standing feud between the Allens and county officials.
Primarily between Dexter Goad, who was the clerk of court, and Floyd Allen. When Floyd was a deputy, Dexter had done all kinds of things to try to get to Floyd, like claiming that Floyd had falsified some expense records whenever he took when he took a prisoner somewhere. And conversely, Floyd turned Dexter in for selling illegal liquor that Dexter's father was making.
Back in those days, everyone carried a gun, even to court.
The sheriff had gone to and the clerk of court had gone to the judge before the trial started and said to disarm the Allens before the trial. And the judge said no, that would appear like the state was afraid of them. And so he elected to not disarm anybody that day.
And so everyone came to court packing.
Okay, yeah, this is the way the courtroom looked in 1912. And the characters are pretty much in the real places where they were.
Ron Hall has written several books about the shootout.
Now, see, the sheriff didn't normally carry a pistol, a little like Andy Griffith. But on his way to court that morning, he had stopped at his cousin's house to have a shoe tightened on his horse. And the cousin says, says, you better borrow a pistol, says the Allens are liable to kill you there today. And so he did. He borrowed a .38 automatic, which they were fairly new in 1912.
When the jury came back with a guilty verdict and sentenced Floyd Allen to a year in jail, witnesses say he stood up and said, "Gentlemen, I ain't a-going." Some people believe that the clerk of court, Dexter Goad, fired the first shot. Others think Floyd's brother Sidney or his son Claude were the first ones to pull the trigger.
Floyd's lawyer claimed that Claude Allen fired the first shot. Several people claimed that Sidney Allen fired the first shot. So, there was no clear, decisive answer on who did.
But Ron Hall says an eyewitness told his grandfather what really happened.
The sheriff went to pull his pistol, it caught in his handkerchief, and it fired, and that was the first shot.
If he tried to pull his gun out and it went off, that's all it would have taken. No one would have stopped to have said, I wonder who fired that shot. I hope it wasn't at me. No, that would be combustion.
And bullets flew in every direction.
People that maintain that this was all arranged by the Allens or by the county, there are people who claim each side had arranged this thing. Well, if they did, I think they arranged it rather poorly, because especially the Allens, because Floyd's in the middle of all this crossfire. Probably not a good place to be.
Floyd was shot in the battle. The judge, the sheriff, the prosecutor, a juror, and a witness were all killed, all possibly started by accident.
I hope that that's not what ultimately caused all this, in a sense. I think that would just be that would make the tragedy even worse.
But no matter how it started, Carroll County, Virginia would never be the same. The gunfire didn't end in the courtroom. It spilled out into the street. The bullet holes are still here. In our next episode, a manhunt and the trial that would captivate a nation. In Hillsville, Virginia, Chad Tucker, Fox 8 News.